What's up everybody, Cardfight Destiny here once again for another Cardfight Vanguard deck profiling. And today's deck profiling is it's my Bermuda Triangle Pacifica build. Starting off with, of course, the starting Vanguard, I use Bermuda Triangle Cadet Weddell. Why do I use Weddell? Because Weddell is awesome. I wholeheartedly underestimated this card a long time ago. Mostly because I was using the Revere Ride Chain in this deck for a long time, up until recently when I decided to no longer use it because Ride Chains are kind of dumb, in my opinion, nowadays. At least the modern Ride Chains. The older Ride Chain skills, I'll get to that in another video somewhere down the line. But, Weddell's skill. From Rearguard Circle, move her into the soul, bounce the Bermuda Triangle back into the hand. This whole deck's skill, the whole purpose of this deck is bouncing for power and the draw cycles. Unfortunately, the draw cycle, that's why I used to use Revere, because the Revere draw cycle was very powerful. But again, I had to eventually ditch that. So, that's that for the starting Vanguard. Moving on to triggers. I run 2 draw triggers. I have 2 different versions. I have 2 different draw triggers because I like to differentiate my artwork a lot. I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 crit triggers for Comic Rainie because Comic Rainie is adorable as shit and I love her. 3 Drive Quartet Shuplu and 3 Prism Miracle Canary. And of course the all-important 4 heal. I run 2 Drive Quartet Flows, and 2 Prism Miracle Timor. Moving on to grade 1s, which pile was grade 1s, here's grade 1s. I run 3 Mermaid Idol Sedna, 3 Mermaid Idol Felucca. I should have 4, but like in my previous video when I said I couldn't find my 4th Nike, I couldn't find my 4th Felucca, so that's why I run 3. This card, the only reason I run 3 of it is because I recently traded away my Prism Image Clear, my 3 Prism Image Clears, so I needed something to replace her for power boosting, so I run 3 Blazer Idols, and they do work in a sense because if you put them behind an 8k unit, that makes that unit a 16k columns, and 16k columns against an 11k Vanguard at least pushes for a 5k guard. Pushes for a 10k guard, and making your opponent drop 10k shields is always a good thing. And then of course the all-important 4 perfect shields. Next up on my grade 2 lineup, I run 1 Prism Smile Ligurian, along with 2 Mermaid Idol Aquas. Top Idol Aquas, excuse me. Yep, there's that. The reason I run more Aquas than Ligurians, even though I have an equal number of Ligurians, is because old school Aqua. I am running an old school Bermuda Triangle deck pretty much. I run 3 Mermaid Idol Flutes, because Flute pushes for that 11k rear guard, and it works really well. When I have Pacifica herself as my Vanguard, I run 3 Prism Image Rosas because because again 11k body. As long as I have a Limit Break Vanguard, she becomes 11k, which does work out a lot better than Flute sometimes because Flute requires 4 rear guards, including herself, to become an 11k during my turn. Whereas Rosa just requires the Limit Break Vanguard to fire off her attack, her 11k. And then 2 Girls Rock Rio because draw cycle. Moving on to my grade 3 lineup. 3 Top Idol Pacificas because Pacifica is the Mega Blaster of Bermuda Triangles and is one of the all-important units in basically the lore of Bermuda Triangle, because while Revere was the first top idol, Pacifica is the most popular idol, if you go by the lores. Her skill, during the start of your main phase, Soul Charge 1, draw a card, put a unit from your hand at the bottom of the deck, and then her Mega Blast, Counter Blast 5, Soul Blast 8. When her attack hits, and I hate on hit skills. Search your deck for up to 3 Bermuda Triangles. Call them to separate rearguard circles. Shuffle your deck. So you don't play her for her Mega Blast, and then her other skill I almost forgot is if you have 4 or more rearguards, she becomes 13k. Then there is the second grade 3 I run. I run 4 of Prism Image Vert, the current break ride of Bermuda Triangles, in the English format at least. When a Bermuda Triangle unit rides over her, bounce 2 rearguards back to the hand, draw a card. So, bounce break ride, bounce Rio in another unit, draw a card. Rio skill activates, Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 1, draw a card. And then if you have 4 or more Bermuda Triangle rearguards, she becomes 13k. That's a continuous trend of the Bermuda Triangle units. And then I run 2 Eternal Idol Pacificas. Technically I should be running 3 of her, but I don't have a third one. Eternal Idol Pacifica, she is a cross ride. When you ride her over top Idol Pacifica, she becomes a permanent 13k body. And then her limit break is Counterblast 3. When an attack when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you would pay the cost. If you do, send 2 Bermuda Triangle units back to your hand, and then search your deck for 1 Bermuda Triangle unit to call it a rearguard circle. So basically, I can attack, send her back to the hand, call a new unit out. Most of the time it's Rosa. Then Counterblast 1, draw a card. Again, main problem with her is she is a 13k body, not 13k body. She is a limit break of 3 counterblasts, and that means I can only use her skill once until EB 10 comes out. So yeah, that is basically this deck in a nutshell. The whole point of this deck is that whole Bermuda Triangle. I'm gonna bounce cards back and get a lot of cards in the hand. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of the draw cycle cards in this deck, mostly because, again, I don't use the Riviera Ride Chain anymore, where the Riviera Ride Chain was my draw cycle. Every time you ride, up until you got to grade 3, every time you would ride a new Riviera unit, you would get to draw a card. Unfortunately, like I said, ride chains are getting dumb because they're slow, and you have less of a chance of firing them off because of deck stupidity. So I decided to just go and make this a pure Pacifica build, especially because I'm preparing for EB10, because in EB10 you get a Pacifica-specific break ride, Planet out of Pacifica, and she works, and she is amazing. So yeah, that is pretty much it in the nutshell. If you like this video, please subscribe. I would always love to have some new subscribers. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all later, people. Peace.